On today's episode, we're going to be talking about thermostats. Can you run your Jeep Cherokee in the summertime or on the trail without a thermostat? I did some testing over the last couple days and the results is half and half, and I went to talk to some mechanics, and I'm going to give you my opinion at the end of this video, and I'm going to give you the opinion that all the other mechanics said. I'm going to recommend what you should do. Alright, as you can see, it is hot out here. All day it's been around 87 degrees, and it's been like this for the last 4 days here in West Virginia. I'm always working on something. But I thought I'd do a little experiment for you guys to see. I got a lot of questions since it's almost summertime and a lot of people are wheeling. I got a lot of questions of, if I take my thermostat out, will my Jeep run cooler on the trails? So I asked a couple of mechanics today, and I read some stuff online, and then I'm going to give you my opinion of what I think you should do and, you know, what's going on. To be honest with you, I know my way around an engine, rear ends and everything, but I'm not like a freaking thermostat doctor. But before we even get into the video, I went ahead and bought a new thermostat when I did the rebuild of this Jeep. This was for a 91, but I don't think they changed very much. As you can see, it is 195. If it would freaking focus. It's not going to focus. But it is 195. First off, I went ahead and took the thermostat out of the Jeep 3 days ago. Went ahead and took it out, put the housing back on, and started driving it. Several mechanics told me like 5 different things. One mechanic told me you're perfectly fine. It'll actually run cooler off-road and on-road. And another mechanic told me not to do it because it leaves hot spots. It'll run cooler on the highway, but in traffic it'll get hotter. And another mechanic told me that you could seriously damage your vehicle if it's a newer vehicle. Your car will always use more gas because it's always cooler, which is true. Your motor will get carboned up because it's not getting up to temperature. Your heater won't work, and it could cause it to overheat more sitting in traffic. Now, a lot of these mechanics have some things right and some things wrong. When I first start this thing up in the morning, it takes at least 20 minutes to get to almost temperature. It goes to the first notch, and that's not even, it should be already up on 210 if you'd have a thermostat in there. So it's just up to the first notch. It's good enough to drive. So I put it in drive and I go down the road, and it never gets any hotter than that. Now that's at 45 degrees in the morning. Okay, let's get on to actually going out and wheeling and creeping in traffic. Now, without the thermostat, creeping in town, creeping in traffic, going as slow as I could, and like I said, you're talking like 80, 86, 87 degrees today. Today I was creeping, trying to go slow as I can. Even leaving from work, I was going like I was in wheeling speed. We have a dirt road that goes out of our shop, so I put it in low lock, first gear, and just creeped down the dirt road, and it overheated on me. It went clear past 210, almost up to the red. It overheated until I got out of four-wheel drive, put it in drive, and went. I know there's nothing wrong with the Jeep because I just rebuilt it. The head gasket's good. Now, that gets us to putting the thermostat back in. I have a new thermostat, like I said. Put a 195 thermostat back in the Jeep. Okay, I start it up. It warms up 10 times faster, and your heater works. Everything works, and you start going down the road. As you can see, it stays cool. It don't get any hotter. Now, I tried the same method. I put it in low lock. First gear, creeped out of the same exact road, the same speed, at barely even moving, and as you can see, it stayed cooler. That's without no electric fan, nothing running, just a clutch fan out there. Now, I'll remind you, I do have hood vents that might make a little bit of a difference, but not too much. But as you can see, it stays cooler with a thermostat than without a thermostat. So my recommendation, put a thermostat in your Jeep. If you're having an overheating issue, there's something wrong with it. Don't be like a cake maker. If there's a tear in the cake, don't put icing over it just to hide it. Figure out why you're overheating and get it fixed. Now, my theory is, yeah, the coolant does stay cool without a thermostat when you're driving, because there's always air hitting it and it's always circulating. Because I remind you, if you take a thermostat out, you have no back pressure and it's always circulating, always going around and round and round. And when you're moving, you know, it can cool it down because you always have constant air hitting it. So it's an open loop. And until you slow down, that coolant starts getting hot and it moves through the radiator too fast and it can't cool down. It just keeps getting hotter and hotter. And it could, you know, it could blow your head gasket, I would say. I wouldn't risk it. It could, you know, cause problems in the head, the block. I mean, it could get very hot. But my opinion, run a thermostat off-road. Run a 195 thermostat. That's the best, because if you go any lower than that, people have overheating problems. But I thought I'd just share that little experiment with you guys, because you guys wanted to know. Like I said, in my opinion, run a thermostat, because my Jeep it actually overheated off-road without a thermostat. Then I put the thermostat back in it and it didn't overheat. So make sure you go check out all my social media links. They will be in the description below. Make sure you go check out my Facebook, because I have a thing called Jeep of the Week. You could be featured in Jeep of the Week if you send me your information and your photos. Go check out treadright.com. The link will be in the description. I'm Cherokee Ronnie. Stay dirty, my friends.